Hello and welcome back to another video on the rest of the way and to another edition of Smackdown Out of 10. And of course, it's a huge show. We're just hours away from the Royal Rumble as I speak. Angela, the hype is real. Who's going to win this year's Royal Rumble? But before that, we've got one more show of Smackdown to get into. We got all the fallout from Raw 30, which of course was an incredible show, and final build up to the Royal Rumble. So let's get straight into it. And the Usos and Solo Sikoa were entering the arena before Smackdown when Sami Zayn snuck up on Jay outside and thanked him for the help last week. Zayn offered Jay help with anything he may need in the future before he left. And yeah, of course, the instructions from Roman not to be there, that all ties in later on. But yeah, interesting to see Sami going against Roman, and you suspect that'll be used at some point. But anyway, the first match was Rey Mysterio versus Karrion Kross. Rey sent Kross outside early on in a big dive, sending him into barricades. Kross got a chokeslam on the outside before heading back to the ring, where he tried to rip Rey's mask off. Rey got a 619 counter and hit a flash before getting a near fall. Rey then tried for some crucifix pin off a counter and got the sudden win. And yeah, this gets a 7 out of 10 from me. It was quite a short match, but still a decent match between two of the biggest stars on SmackDown. Say, good for Rey to get the win. The story kind of makes sense for him. Shame for Kross, but yeah, hopefully he'll get some redemption soon or in the Rumble even. But moving on then to Austin Theory, who was out next and was talking about winning the Royal Rumble and New Day introduction. The three shared some banter before some Raw superstar The Miz came out to give them a preview of tomorrow's Rumble. A brawl broke out and Bobby Lashley, also from Raw, joined them and tossed them all outside before he could celebrate though. Brock Lesnar came out of nowhere and hit an F5, and then Lesnar announced his entry in the Rumble after taking Lashley down and headed backstage. So yeah, Brock Lesnar v Bobby Lashley, that's very clearly the direction we're going in for WrestleMania, and Brock Lesnar in the Rumble match. Of course that will add something new, and yeah, can't wait to see what he does in there, because you can guarantee he'll be there right at the end. But yeah, so good to see Brock Lesnar back and the Lashley feud, which is definitely being interesting at the moment. But yeah, on the whole, a really fun segment. But anyway, Lacey Evans then took on a developmental talent. She made a Rey to the ring and got a big knee strike to her opponent's face before beating her down the corner. Lacey's boots were torn up in the fight before she could get the women's right, and she got the Cobra Crash and made her opponent tap out quickly. And yeah, after the match, Lacey announced her entry in the Royal Rumble before tossing her opponent out of the ring. And yeah, this feels like the 25th rebrand of Lacey Evans, probably something like the 3rd or 4th. But yeah, I mean, this one kind of has to feel like it's right. Development talent to kick off is fine, I suppose. Gets 6 out of 10 from me. But yeah, I really hope this succeeds for Lacey. But anyway, Drew and Sheamus headed out for a match when the Viking Raiders attacked them. They were being crushed by Ivar with splashes on the barricades. And yeah, everyone came out to stop the brawl. And then the question was, after a break, everyone was like, oh, who's going to face Hero in the next round as Drew and Sheamus forfeits their place. And yeah, Adam Pearce revealed it would be Braun Strowman and Ricochet. Ricochet and Adonis kicked off the match, and the form was in control early on. B-Fab helped Adonis get the upper hand by distracting Ricochet before Top Dollar was tagged in and got some big moves in. Braun was tagged in and took back control before Dollar was sent outside, and Ricochet came in with an assisted dive on him. Braun hit the monster bomb on Adonis, picking up the W. And yeah, this gets a 6 out of 10 from me. I mean, like, I kind of thought this whole Braun Ricochet stuff was done, but clearly not. And yeah, they're advancing to the final where they may or may not win. But yeah, I thought it was done. But no issues with it really. If none of them have anything to do, I guess it's better than nothing. But yeah, I kind of hope they can move on from this scene and find a separate program for this. But yeah, with all the backstage drama and that, yeah, I'm finding it quite hard to care about the SmackDown Tag Team division at the moment. But the segment on the whole wasn't bad. Created a new storyline, so on the whole, gets 6 out of 10 from me. Kevin Owens was then backstage in an interview when the Usos walked up to him and started the brawl. Officials separated them quickly before we headed for a break. But then Bray Wyatt's old entrance music hit. But it was LA Knight who came out wearing Wyatt's old gear with the hat and the lantern. He got on the mic and brought up The Undertaker helping out Bray on Raw, saying that none of them wanted to face Knight alone. Knight was talking about Bray Wyatt before Bray Wyatt showed up, and he hinted that he had something planned for tomorrow, and the lights go out. Uncle Howdy showed up before we headed for another break. And yeah, teasing stuff with Uncle Howdy. This was great from LA Knight. I love both of these two. And the match tomorrow is going to be interesting for sure. But it's in time for Legado del Fantasma versus Imperium. Kaiser and Wild kicked off the match, and Ludwig took control early on, working on Wild's arm. Takes were made before Vinci took Del Toro down with a big lariat. Legado came back with some high-flying moves before Kaiser broke the pin. Kaiser took out Del Toro while Vinci was going for a top-rope move on Wild, but hurt his knee before making the tag to Kaiser. They hit the uppercut on Imperium Bon combo before getting a win. And Jake, that's 7 out of 10 from me. Good match between two of the best tag teams in the SmackDown division. And yeah, on the whole, it's just a fun match and sets up an interesting dynamic with the IC title next week with Braun and Ricochet. So, kind of am intrigued to see how that goes. But it's in time for the main event. Kevin Owens versus Solo Sikoa. As the match began, Owens and Sikoa tackled each other repeatedly, and Sikoa was the first to go down. He took things outside the ring and sent KO into the barricades. Back in the ring, KO got a big splash before hitting a big super kick, but missed the stunner. Solo got the Samoan drop, but Owens came back with a cannonball and a swanton bomb. Owens was about to win, but Sami Zayn showed up to break the pin. Sikoa went for a super kick and accidentally hit Sami before getting a steel chair and beating KO down. Solo tried for a dive but took a super kick before hitting a powerbomb on the announce desk. KO was about to take Sami out with a steel chair, but hit Solo instead before moving away. And it's the first sign of conflict we've got with KO and Sami, with KO not wanting to hit him, and yeah, you suspect that's where it's going to lead to in the next few months. So yeah, that was really great TV, and as well with Solo hitting Sami by accident. Roman Reigns might not be happy that he showed up, so yeah, I mean, it's going to be very interesting to see where this goes and what happens next. So on the whole, this gets an 8 out of 10 from me. Great stuff. Overall this week, SmackDown gets 7 out of 10 from me. Yeah, an interesting episode of SmackDown. Big developments for the Royal Rumble, obviously with the whole Bloodline stuff, which was really great, the main event, the brawl and all that sort of stuff. And as well as other things, tag team division is getting interesting. Brock Lesnar v Bobby Lashley. Brock Lesnar confirming his entry in the Royal Rumble. So yeah, on the whole, a really good episode, 7 out of 10. But anyway, guys, that's it for the video. Thanks very much for watching, and to like, share, subscribe, let us lots of comments down below. Follow us for daily wrestling news and subscribe to the channel on screen, that'd be greatly appreciated. Thanks very much for watching. Peace out.